Getting too confusing on all these aids here? You guys fall. Understand this. I'm going to make this a little bit simpler. Okay? Let's make this simple. Right leg says something move left. Left leg, something move right. How easy is that? Is that pretty easy? That's easy, right? Okay? How can we tell, now how does the horse know which body part to move? There's two major body parts, yeah? What are the two major body parts? I'll give you a hint. Butt and the shoulders. If my right leg says something move here, how does the horse know which part to move? Yeah, remember I talked about that earlier? Can anyone remember what I said about that? If I move my leg back, what does that do? Puts you out of balance. Every clinician that I know of, or any trainer, always moves their legs back. That puts you out of balance. Aren't we supposed to be in balance with our horse? Okay? So if I move my leg back, it puts me out of balance. Now, if I put my leg back here, how does the horse know to move the hip? Let's just talk about the hip. How does the horse know how to move the hip if we just leave our leg in the same spot? Your seat bone. Your seat bone. Okay? Do a one-rein stop again. Do a disengaging hip. What seat are you sitting on? She's naturally sitting on her left seat bone, isn't she? See how she's sitting on her left seat bone? So naturally, when you do a one-rein stop or a disengaging hit, but you never thought about that. You never thought about your seat bone because why? In Western riding, we don't care about our seat bone. We actually do, but nobody teaches it. Nobody tells you that your seat bone has something to do with it. So when you do a one-rein stop or a disengaging hit, you naturally do it without thinking about it. Do it again. See how she's sitting on the left seat bone? Okay, now you're going to do 15,000 of these things, okay? Because pretty soon, later on, and now watch. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm going to keep my horse straight. Where am I sitting? I'm sitting on my right seat bone, right? Because that's the same thing as she's doing. When we have elementary horsemanship is one-rein stops and disengaging hips with the nose all the way bent around to its flank, right? But as we develop our skills and we become, there's a reason further. We want to keep our horses straight. When the horse knows how to move its hip, then we can go back to straight. So when we start out doing this, what do? We bend all the way to our stirrups, right? And get that hip going. And then after a while, we start straightening that up and straightening it because the horse understands how to use that aid. Isn't that right? So now, see if you can do the same thing, Blanche, without bending the horse all the way to its stirrup. Good. Do you see that? So she started out teaching the horse how to move its haunches with a bend. And then as the horse improves, she started getting straightness. Isn't that what we want, is straightness? Don't we want balance? Don't we want relaxation? That's part of Western dressage. Western dressage is about taking what we learn in dressage and applying it to Western riding. When we look at dressage, we see straightness, we see balance, we see cooperation with the horse, we see the horse using its hind end, we see them elevating their front end. But how do we teach that? We start out using natural horsemanship stuff. We bend, we push the hips over, we move the shoulders, and then we start working on straightness.